man, seeing Dak go down the way he did, and obviously gruesome injury, but on the other end of the spectrum is the money situation. So, like, let's talk about that and get that reaction.
Talk of the bullshit. Goddamn owner saying all the right shit after you get hurt. He's in our future plans. What if he was in your motherfucking plans, you would have paid him the first time he asked.
I hope we rolling right now, because the show has started.
Let's start.
The show has started.
We had to fight to get a meal. Yeah, wrongfully accused. We had to fight to get appeals. That's why we right to get a deal. He on the team, he gotta eat, you know, despite your skills. Keep it riding for the fam. You gotta light the wheels straight up. But in the past bad, work up in the trash bag. I'll pass a lot to take the test before I pass class. And my family needed bread. I had to come correct. That's why I keep airing it out like I just passed gas.
Now you saying all the right shit after the motherfucker hurt. What sense does that make? He's our future. He's worth everything that's on paper.
Was you watching the game live?
Yes, I was watching the game live, you know, and it's unfortunate, but this is why we fight and why individual players fight for their money, for that, you know, having a nest egg, like you said in the last show. You need that. You need that. And basically what the Cowboy organization said is, we don't feel you're worthy of that. We don't feel you're worthy of being our quarterback of the future, which is why they didn't pay him.
Yeah.
Why is it certain quarterbacks always struggle to get their money and others, they're going to take care of you?
Yeah.
Always. And not race baiting or anything like that, but for some reason.
Yeah, so when you was watching it though, what was your first reaction? You said
first thing.
I screamed. I was sitting at the kitchen island, and Mishi and our 3 kids, you know, they were in the kitchen as well. And I said, ah! I just screamed. Ziggy started crying. She looked at his leg bent to the left, and she started crying. And I just couldn't like hold it back. I was like, oh my goodness. You know, and you know, I thought about like the pain that the shock that he was in, and probably the pain he wasn't feeling then, but then the pain he was about to feel. And then I thought about the bread. And that was my first reaction. Like, this is why, there's 2 things for me. Number 1, this is why you shouldn't play that last year out. I don't care who you are.
Trying to bet on yourself?
If you got 1 year left on your contract, you need to be at the table, because as the player, you hold all the risk. So you think about it just from a business perspective, you know, a good business deal is a fair deal where both sides win. And a player in his last year of his contract, you're taking on all the risk, so that's not a good deal for the player. 2, the franchise tag was created as for like good faith, right?
It's leverage for the team.
No. Now the teams are using it as leverage, but the franchise tag originally was created to keep the star players home and give the organizations more time to negotiate, to get the contract done. But now they're using it as leverage. The franchise tag is misused. They're actually using it the wrong way. They're taking advantage of it, and it needs to be ripped up. I said this 5 years ago. It needs to be ripped up.
How long do you need for Dak? How long do you need to figure out that you want Dak to be your quarterback? Because they just said, the Cowboys, they paid Jalen Smith. They paid Amari Cooper. They paid a bunch of defensive players, but they didn't pay Dak. And everybody's like, oh, well, Dak makes 30. He got $30 million this year.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes just got $500 million. That sets his kids up. Dak's not set up like that with $30 million.
We can't compare the two. We can't compare Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott. They're in completely 2 different situations.
But they were both in contract negotiations.
Right, but we got one coming off a Super Bowl win, and then we have one that's a Cowboy, that's a quarterback of America's team, where ownership doesn't know if they're sure if he's a future, because if they felt he was a future, there would be no hesitation in giving him his money.
Yes. And why wouldn't they give him his money if you believe that? And why did Dak go play and just get hurt?
He bet on himself.
He bet on himself.
Bet on himself.
And when that bet on your
twice.
And fellas,
bet on himself twice.
When you bet on yourself and it works out, it looks great, and we say bet on yourself. When you bet on yourself and you get injured, now you've just sacrificed hundreds of millions of dollars with that franchise tag.
Who goes into a game saying I'm gonna get injured?
No, nobody.
Of course you're gonna bet. Like that. I'm gonna bet on myself every day.
And I think it's dumb.
Why?
I think it's dumb because it's inevitable. How many surgeries did you have, Fred?
I understand all of that.
No. How many surgeries did you have?
Listen, Me more than anybody understand injuries.
How many surgeries did you have?
I understand injuries, but I ain't give a look. I love competing, man.
You can't play. Yeah, you can't think like
Bruh,
that anyway.
You can't think like that.
Hey, listen, bro.
That's idiotic to me,
but think
bro.
about it. Think about it this way. Majority of the guys in the NFL, they don't have a business mindset. A lot of them don't have a business savvy. So they're not thinking about the business side of it. They're thinking about, I want to get out there and play. You a linebacker? Chaney's a linebacker. I want to get out there and get him the business. That's all I'm concerned about.
No,
now,
I wasn't thinking
hold
that.
up. Wait a second, bro. When you get into that mindset, right? And some people have other people in their ear. Their support team is already built up. A lot of us don't necessarily have the support system already built up even before we play a snap.
Yeah.
But a lot of other people do. A lot of us don't. So if you don't have that business mindset, you just want to play. I played my entire career solely on competing. I didn't care about. I'm serious,
Bro, you from?
I know I'm from the muck.
You from the muck? So
bro.
that's why I think it's.
I didn't
I'm
have the
sorry
business.
to use
I
this
didn't
strong
have
word.
the
I think it's
business
idiotic.
savvy.
This is why it's not about business savvy, because in college, the one thing that got me up every single day when we went to mat drills, 5 a.m. wake up calls.
You thinking about money?
I'm thinking about my mom. I'm thinking about my brothers and sisters.
I wasn't thinking about that.
Every time I got up, I said, I got to get my mom and my sisters out.
I wasn't thinking about
like,
that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was one of those things where it got really hard. We're doing 2110s, and we on rep 15, and it's 110 degrees in South Florida. The thing I kept thinking about is, do it for your mom, do it for your mom, do it for your sister.
That was your motivation. See, me,
but the reason why I say that
was a byproduct.
But the reason why I say that, now we talk about competing 100%, but I'm also thinking about, look, this could change my life. This could change the 3 generations after me. So that I 100% was thinking about that. Even when I got to the league as a 4th rounder, you know, my signing bonus was $320,000 compared to guys who was getting $50 million in the first round. In year 4, Dak was a 4th rounder as well. In year 4, the only thing I kept thinking about every single game, every day I walked on the field was, don't get hurt, because if I get hurt, there's no way they're going to give me that $50 million.
Well, how could you play the game
thinking like
with that mindset?
You can't.
You know what I'm saying?
So I had 104 catches and I was an All-Pro and I made it to the Pro Bowl that year.
Fellas, I'm just saying, in high school, we all play for love.
For the love.
We all play for the love of the game. Because
right.
in high school, I don't know about y'all, I never made about making no money.
This is what I'm saying now.
But Fred, in college, B. Marsh just said in college he was thinking about the league. I wasn't. I was still playing for the love of the game.
I wasn't thinking about no
competing.
NFL, man.
But fellas, when you get to the NFL and you look around and you see guys making $300,000, $400,000 a week, you have to think about the financial side of what this can do for you and your family. Bro, it has to be a mind change when you hit that league and these owners are giving you $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a week, and you're still not thinking about money.
Yeah.
I think you are doing a disservice to yourself.
I mean, but
if you don't put money
because it's a business, but it ain't about it's about competing, but it's a business.
But a majority,
like winning the Super Bowl is great, leading the league in receptions or rushing yards is great, but at the end of the day, like, what is it all for if you're broken up and you go back to the same situation?
But think about it. Hold on. You gotta understand. Everybody, how they say is levels to everything, right? I come from the absolute bottom.
Exactly.
When you talk about Belgrade, you're talking about 15,000 people. Everything is agriculture. What my grandmother did to make ends meet, we had a 2-bedroom, 5 kids plus my grandmother. It was 6 of us in a 2-bedroom, right? Half the nights we had to sleep in a living room with the kerosene heater. Oh, you know the rules.
Yeah.
For me, every little bit that I did, I just wanted to compete and play. I didn't think about money at first. Even when I made it to the NFL, I was just playing. I didn't even know, this is how crazy it was, I didn't even know where my checks was going. I just knew I was getting paid. I didn't even think about all of that. I just knew I was getting paid and I had a ton of money. When I signed my signing bonus in 1998, it was for $5 million. I knew after taxes, I saw $2.5 million. I knew I can change my grandmother's life. And at that time, I thought $2.5 million was $100 million.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know money. And that wasn't a thing that motivated me. The money didn't motivate me. The love for competing is what motivated me. Money was a byproduct of my success. Now, as I got older, right, I understood contracts, I understood those situations, but playing the game and thinking about not getting injured, I never thought about that way.
100%.
Listen, but, and I'll say my stuff real quick, I just want to get out there and play, and everything else came. I don't think Dak didn't worry about the injury,
but
man.
the reason why it matters and the reason why this is an interesting conversation
It matters, but it doesn't matter.
Because getting hurt, it's inevitable in our sport. We play the most violent sport out there.
That's true.
You know you're going to get injured. That's why I asked, how many surgeries have you had?
3.
You had 2 or 3
whatever.
surgeries. How many you have?
20 plus.
You ain't have none, did you?
I ain't get hurt.
You never got hurt.
I got lucky.
Well, that's crazy. I had 7, 8.
What?
I had two surgeries on my left hip, 1 on my right.
But you was a big physical receiver. How often does the quarterback position get hurt?
Garoppolo, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning,
Everybody.
all
But
face
wait,
potential
The quarterbacks you just named can't move either.
There is not one human that ever played football at a high level not to get injured.
Walter Payton missed
Brady.
1 game.
Walter
We're
Payton
talking about
got
one of
hurt.
the best running backs ever.
Bro,
he
and
got
he-
injured, but he got hurt.
Bro, let
you
me
talking
tell
about
you, here's
injured?
my
What
thing.
they used to say,
But-
you're
but
injured
I'ma
or
say
you
this.
hurt.
Hold
I'm
on,
gonna say this
Jan.
because I see that B. Marshall, you thought about the business side. You looked at the money, and I looked at the money.
100%.
Fred, you said you play for passion.
You the media. You put words in my mouth. I said I play to compete.
Okay, so Fred.
You sound like the judge. They trying to swear in before you
Fred,
get.
to me,
I played to
You come
compete.
from the muck and you ain't thinking about money.
You
Bruh,
never
I
never
didn't.
thought about
At the
that.
That's crazy to
beginning.
me because you know what?
At
Because you
the
talked
beginning,
about
I
where you come
didn't.
from. My 8th grade year living in Atlanta, Georgia. Kid you not. And you know Atlanta can get cold now. We went 6 months without any heat. And me and my brother would walk to Stone Mountain Middle and play basketball on our middle school team and walk back, and we would share the same shower, and it was cold. We had no hot water. My mom wanted to take a bath. She would literally take the water from the sink, put it on the oven, heat up the water.
Everybody
and dump it
did
back.
that.
Okay, so that's what I was
Y'all
thinking
ain't get no
about.
kerosene
That's what I was
here?
thinking. How does that not be a part of your drive?
That
and your-
wasn't my thing though. Look, bro, if you got to look at how I came
that's
up,
crazy.
I didn't. Money
I'm
wasn't.
like Fred a little bit.
Money,
You like
money,
Fred a little
money
bit, yeah, a
wasn't.
little bit.
Money wasn't.
I ain't caring about that.
It wasn't
care
the
about the
ultimate motivating
It's gonna take care
factor,
of
bro.
itself.
I'm not saying
That's
I'm not
gonna handle itself.
It's gonna handle
Bro,
itself.
Hey, listen.
if you're not thinking about it, it won't handle itself.
You get the money by what you do between the white lines.
That's
not thinking about
100%.
it. You thinking about it, you can't even perform right.
But Chad, did you have an agent?
Yeah, Drew.
Why?
get
Because
the
he
money
was the
when I
guy
first-
dealing with your money.
The agent, you get the agent when you first make it.
And it's gonna
You do
handle
your first
itself.
contract.
Yeah.
Your play take care of everything else from then forward.
And why you were playing, Chad? And it's interesting because we got that.
For me.
You never, like, when you lined up, y'all never, like, not saying lined up. I'm not saying lined
I
up
know
against a
what you mean.
DB and you're going to play third down. I'm
Yeah.
talking about bigger picture. Y'all never thought about, I'm making league minimum at $320 or I'm making $7 million a year. Y'all never thought about the difference in those 2 years.
When I came out, I wanted to get drafted on the first day. I went 9th pick overall. That wasn't nowhere near a goal. I didn't even realize how good I was until like my 5th or 6th year in the NFL.
That's
my
crazy.
coaches, my teammates, everybody can vouch for me when I say that. I just used to hop up. I can wake up, run a 4.2, 4.3 without even fucking warming up.
like, okay, come
Yeah,
on,
no,
bro. We
saying
having a real
4-2.
conversation.
I'm having a real conversation.
No, don't say no 4-2 then. Don't say that. Don't say
I'll
that.
bust anybody.
Let's get back
Hey.
to topic. I give you a 4.39.
4.35. I ran 4.2 on my pro day, 4.2. But I didn't train. This
Yeah.
is what I'm at 226. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Check this out. Man, you crazy. Bruh, I didn't think about the money, dog. The money came.
But isn't that not a problem though, Fred? Think about
It's
that.
not a
bro.
problem.
No?
Look, this is the problem. No, this is the problem. Nowadays, you got a lot of guys that think about the fame before they think about the game.
I agree with that.
They think about the shine before they think about the grind. And that's the f***ing problem. I ain't think about the money. I went out there and I competed. I grinded. I bust my ass. I knew the money was coming. That handles itself.
Yeah.
I ain't think about, for a good period, I didn't think about, oh, I got to pay for this for my grandmother or for my mom.
Yeah.
Because I knew the money was coming. A lot of guys was in line to pick up their checks.
But here's the thing,
I got my
though.
check when I got my check. So for Dak ain't thinking about the money. He's a quarterback.
He
They
is
made
thinking
a
about
lot
the
of
money
good
because
money.
he is thinking about the money because he was sitting at the table all
That's a
season
part
saying,
of it.
I want a short-term deal, and this is what I want.
But he
because
has to
was thinking
negotiate.
about I can go back to the table.
He
while I'm
has
still in
to
my prime.
negotiate. You can't
exactly.
out-
But
you
here's
can't
the
let
deal,
them
and
out-leverage
here's
you.
my other thing with Dak. He should have got a deal done. He should have
He?
never taken the field.
He?
Yes, he.
Dak don't control nothing. Jerry Jones made the final decision.
He's
on-
the quarterback. He should have held
So
out.
what are they
or he should
telling
have
you?
signed he should have
What-
signed a deal for $35
What
million
are they-
because this what just happened is
You telling him
inevitable.
to take less?
You hold out. This is what I'm saying. I believe in holding out. I know you act like you was holding out in 2008 or whatever when you was trying to get your deal, talking about, oh, I'm gonna hold out, and then you end up showing up at camp.
Hold up. Yeah,
But that's-
Yeah.
Like
Like
my deal.
They paid you, so it worked. So that's what Dak should have did. Dak didn't do that. Dak didn't do that. Dak should have held out. And Dak would have had the leverage by saying, you know, I'm not coming back. They use that as leverage on us, saying,
I don't think he had the
oh, you're a
leverage.
bad guy if you don't show up. Dak came there, he didn't get a deal done, and look what happened. If Dak would have went back and they said, you know what, absolutely not, we're not doing anything with you, and it's the 12th hour, he should have signed for $35 million because he's eating off the field, and also you know the potential of getting hurt.
You're not going to win that game playing
Listen,
with these people.
bro.
You're not finna Devo.
That's why he should have
You're
took the
not gonna
$35
Devo the
million for
Cowboys.
5 years. They offered him $35.4 a year for 5 years. Dak wanted 4 years. That's what Dak wanted. And he wanted them to put in the contract that they couldn't franchise him after. And they couldn't agree to that, and that's what held up the deal.
So I want to ask Chad, does the good boy work?
I wasn't a good boy. I don't
No,
know.
I'm just saying because Dak,
Because Dak did do
he
everything.
played the good
He
boy.
said all the right stuff.
Do you, like you're saying, you hold
Did it
out?
work? No.
If you have to give advice to a young player, would you tell him to hold out and get your money?
Your
or
son.
would you tell him?
Your son.
Let's say your son. Well, I got a son. Would you tell your son if he balled out like Dak has? And if you look at Dak's numbers, Dak should be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
He is.
If he was your son, would you tell him to hold out on the organization, or would you tell him go the good boy route? Because that good boy route, in my opinion, only gets you fucked over. What would y'all tell y'all son to do, y'all's own blood?
You got to get your money, baby.
Get your money.
You got to get your money. But you have to understand, we sitting here are not thinking like the owners. We're not thinking like the owners. We're thinking like the football players.
We're thinking like retired football players.
Retired at that.
We understand the game.
You can't play the game. Dak can try to play the game he want to. They had insurance. Okay, Dak don't want to come back. Who do they have in the wings? That would have started.
Come on, man, Andy Dalton.
Listen, think like a owner. We have insurance. He want to play hardball? Let him go play hardball. Let him go somewhere else. That is how they think.
Andy Dalton, 20 for 34. I love Andy Dalton.
Listen,
He's a friend. But he went 20.
think
He was 20
like
and
a
34 the last
owner.
couple of years. I am thinking like an owner.
Okay,
You know,
that was their insurance if he didn't show up.
So you just told your son, get your money, baby. What are you saying?
We're talking about Dak's situation. Though. I'm just saying that if you wanted to play hardball, trust me, that's what they was going to do. Okay, cool.
I'll
starter.
get to that. Let me just say, man, Dak, first of all, Jerry Jones should do right by Dak. Because Dak he's the consummate pro, right?
Yes.
A lot of times owners are hesitant, especially with black quarterbacks, because they feel like these guys are too wild. These guys won't fall under the scope of what a quarterback or NFL quarterback should be.
Yeah.
From a leader standpoint, from what he should do away from the
What
team.
he should say.
You know what I'm saying?
Relate.
Like,
They
for
can't
example.
relate. They don't understand.
But he did all that.
I'm
he
sure.
did everything
no,
right.
that's what I'm getting at. He did all of that. He is the consummate pro. He's the guy that you want to hand the keys over to, to the crib, right? So that's why I feel real bad for Dak, because he did every thing right.
Yeah.
He went out there and said, you know what? I love to play this game. I'm gonna go out there and do what I do. He
Bet on
didn't
myself.
expect to get hurt, and it's unfortunate that it happened. But that's why Jerry, I'm hoping And he might not because he's such a businessman. But I'm hoping he should do right. But to answer your question, what I would tell my son to do, I'm gonna say leverage it out, man. Don't lose your leverage. All the young players watching this, don't lose your leverage.
So what does that mean?
In the next negotiation for the next CBA, negotiate guaranteed contracts. Stop the bullshit negotiating for time off and training camp and less practices.
And no pads. And
stop that bullshit, man. Negotiate guaranteed money. Negotiate lifetime health care. You guys aren't gonna be young forever, man. You're gonna need that money. Stop playing games.
Okay,
Fred, that's a great point.
You know what I'm saying?
So many points. Could y'all tell your sons, because we all talking about sons now, tell your sons, this is honest opinion, the NFL does not give a f about you.
And you don't need to say that. We know it's a business. We don't need to say that.
Fellas,
that's what it is.
What you're talking about, Dak, where Jerry Jones has to watch out for him, and they should watch out for this guy, they should watch out for the guy. They don't care.
You
fellas,
can't speak for every owner.
Bro, I don't give a damn if all the top quarterbacks right now, if all the top players right now, think about that. Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, all them dudes die in a car wreck tomorrow. The NFL is going to keep going. It does not matter.
That's a whole different.
I'm just saying, bro.
That's a whole different.
I'm just saying, bro. But
that conversation wild, bro.
No, it's not wild.
It's wild.
The NFL is not attached to players.
That's right.
A jersey. It never has been, though.
And it never has been. And that's the thing. Right. I do not think young players, and I don't think, do y'all understand that there is not a name that's going to stop this $9 billion a year business from running. You need to get as much of their money as you can before your knees or your shoulders or your neck
your son
goes
is
bad.
Dak, and Dak is in this situation. He wants a 4-year deal. They're not giving him a 4-year deal, or maybe he wanted another. So don't play. That's what you're telling your son.
Don't play.
And I'm saying the same thing.
Don't play.
I'm telling my son, hey, son, we own the facility over here. Hey, son, you're gonna come to House of Athlete, and we're going to train, and look, we good. We good.
The first thing you say is don't negotiate.
So you said Dak wanted a 35 million a year for 4 years.
They offered him 5 years, 35.4.5. And that's what they wanted, and they wanted to be able to franchise tag him. Dak wanted 4, but then it ultimately came down to that franchise tag. And Dak said, I don't want to be franchised at the end of this deal. And that's what determined this deal.
So if Dak wanted, as I understand what you're saying, Dak wanted 4 for 140.
Minus the franchise.
The numbers don't matter. Listen to what you just said.
But it was over $100 million guaranteed.
$100 million
guaranteed. It was
guaranteed.
over $100 million guaranteed.
If you do not give me that money, I'm not going to play for you.
You're not going to play for me.
Because if I do not play,
can I ask you a question?
Chad, if he doesn't play, who's going to play next week, Chad?
Can I ask you a question?
Andy Dalton is going to play next week.
Can I ask you a question?
And they're going to forget about him because his ankle's broken.
Can I ask you a question? You just said the NFL don't care about you, right?
They don't.
But you tell them don't play, right?
Yeah.
What do you think they're going to do? They're going to pass him by,
right?
Chad,
Chad, this is the. No,
what do you think they're going to do?
This is what they're going to do. Here's what they're going to do.
Somebody's going to see his value.
No player in the history of the NFL has Debo the organization.
Hold on.
None.
No, that's false.
None.
That's false. You got Chad Ochocinco. You can't replace you. You can't replace you. You threatened a holdout. You held out for 2 weeks, and then you got your contract you wanted.
Are y'all being serious right now?
I'm being 100% serious.
There is no player that is bigger than the organization that is going to Debo them into paying them.
There's nobody bigger than the organization, but there are superstars in this league that if they hold out, the Russell Wilsons, the Patrick Mahomes,
they take care of them.
You didn't have to.
They take care of them, so they don't even have to get to that situation.
So what you're saying? So what's the problem? So what are you saying about Dak then? So you're saying that's more Jerry Jones?
They didn't feel he was worthy of the contract that he was asking.
This is the problem. Down to. And I'll say 2 things real quick.
It's not rocket science.
Let's change subjects, but 2 things really quick. Tony Romo didn't have to fight for it. And you talk about the guys that held out. Le'Veon made a bad decision last year when he held out. Now let's switch subjects and get to Le'Veon and the Jets cutting him.
But
hold on. So you saying Le'Veon made a bad decision by holding out the whole year?
He couldn't, bro. He just got $70 million guaranteed.
But he lost $15 million. That's still $15 million.
But he got $70 million guaranteed from telling the Steelers to kiss his ass.
Yeah, but
he still lost $15 million. You're not gonna recoup that. Go find any Republican and figure out what they're gonna tell you.
Bro, Fred,
they're gonna tell you, hell
more
no.
than 15. Everybody knows that, Fred. That's $55 million.
But you don't know if you would have lost that 15 or not. If your ass went out there and played.
That thought is what the owners want you to think. I can't make this
I don't
money
get
back.
it.
Here's
Fred,
my thing.
I can't make this money back.
okay.
I'm scared about not making this
I'm
money
gonna
back.
play.
How you
Hold
gonna
on,
make it?
Channing,
I'm
hold
gonna
on.
play.
Bro, Le'Veon just got 70 from the Jets.
No,
When you add that 15,
But that's like
that's
anything
85.
else.
No, it's not. He got the 70 because this year
he didn't make it.
15.
I don't think he made out. I don't think he made out great with this whole
Man.
deal. When
70
you look at it
guaranteed
per
for
year.
a running back?
No, that was very.
All right.
That's good. But hold on,
Channing.
Fred. Hold on. So I
It's
think
crazy,
that,
bro.
no,
It's
I think that the
crazy.
running back position,
It's
to
crazy.
me, quarterback, Dak goes down. Yes, it's a bad deal. We having this conversation, heated discussion. The quarterback position, you can get back to the table. You're gonna be okay. But if that's a wide receiver or
That's
any
why
other
Dak
position,
gonna be good.
Like you're not going to get a contract. They're gonna basically tell you you're on a 1-year deal. Prove it.
They're gonna try
That's
to
what they're
leverage
gonna tell,
you
That's
out.
what they're gonna
That's
tell any
true.
other position. But the
Right.
running back position, here's my thing, and this is why I supported what Le'Veon did. Because as soon as you guys hit 30, they tell y'all are done. You get one opportunity to get a bag. That's it. So for Le'Veon, because of what we just saw with Dak, especially at the running back position, one play, your career is done. One play, you hurt. Now you got a prove-it deal. And you go on that prove-it deal, you have a high ankle sprain. That's 6, 8 weeks. Now you banged up. Now you got to have another prove-it year, prove-it year. My thing at the running back position is this. When you have the leverage, you got to get paid because you know when you hit 30, they're not paying you anymore.
I understand that, and they don't want to pay the running backs. But you tell a young black kid from the hood, from wherever walks of life you're from, how you gonna turn down $15 million and you never had nothing?
Yeah.
How you gonna turn down $15 million? I understand the leverage, the business. I understand all of that. Trust me, I do.
So you're saying he turned down $15 million. So what you're
It
saying
was
is the
a
Pittsburgh
franchise
Steelers-
opportunity in the top
I
five.
don't
They
think
make
you
a
take that because you're in limbo.
$15 million.
You don't take that
He would
because
have been under the franchise tag this year for 15, but he held out and got
That was
70.
that was a whole year
But I'm
ago.
just saying,
the risk outweighs the reward because if he takes that 15 and he blows out his knee, he gets an ACL, or even if he just has a high ankle sprain and he misses 6 games, and now he only has 700 yards, now he has to go into that prove-it year deal.
I understand you, but the risk is this, and you just said it. He's a year older. Now he's taking a gamble. What teams understand what he can do, right? But they're also saying he's a year older. Now at the same time, if
He got $70 million. That's what
Let's
Sam is
just
saying.
say,
He got 70, Fred.
but he didn't get $70 million guaranteed.
Yes, he did. With the Jets,
Listen,
Fred,
listen.
Le'Veon just hit him
Hold
in the
up,
head
hold
by
up,
holding out.
hold up,
There's
bro.
a lot of situations
Listen to me.
where you're right. Right now, Le'Veon, I believe, made the right decision because he got that guaranteed money. That's what everybody wants.
Eventually, in your eyes, it looked like it worked out. I say you go take your ass out there and play, right? When you have $15 million in front of you, it's hard to turn that down. He bet on himself.
Yeah.
In hindsight, it seems like it worked out, right?
He got $35 million guaranteed.
35 million.
I know I wasn't losing my mind because Gurley had the highest contract at $40 million guaranteed.
But that's why I said, Chan,
But it's still more money than 15.
No, but what the Steelers offered him
But that's
that
only
year,
twice as much.
I mean, he should have, in retrospect,
He would have still got it.
Yeah, because when he
So
was
now that's
asking for it, he
$45
didn't
million.
get from the Jets. He
Ocho?
was looking for $15 million a year.
Yes.
That's what he was looking for the Steelers. The Steelers didn't give him that, and then he ended up signing this deal.
That's
Okay,
You know what
so-
I mean?
And at the
Okay.
end of the day, no,
Yeah.
time out.
Okay, they'll go.
At the end of the day, no disrespect to his agent or whoever signed it, it was a shit contract. At the end of the day.
Okay,
I don't give a
He
It
signed,
was a
he
shit
signed
contract.
$15 million.
It's a shit
But
deal.
let me make this simple. So you want him to sign a $15 million contract
And go play.
and go play.
And then
He
get
got
the other money
$35
on the
million
other side.
guaranteed. Let's do the numbers.
30.
$35 million guaranteed. 30.
That's just one
Okay.
additional
so
season.
he signs a $15 million deal and he breaks his damn neck game 1.
He
No,
now.
Fred. Football is football.
This dude,
Fred,
he's
and
extreme.
That's what can happen.
That's
Tears
true.
his ACL, breaks his leg, breaks his ankle, breaks his foot, does what Dak just did. It is not worth it to
You
go
can't
play
put Dak
for
in there.
anything
Dak broke an
less-
ankle.
for
Dak gonna be
anything
back.
less than
Dak gonna be all right.
But I'm gonna tell you this: what if Dak has nerve damage in his ankle?
Let's not say
If
that.
Dak has nerve damage,
Let's-
and y'all want to
let's
knock
not
on all
say
the
that.
goddamn
Why
boards y'all want
are
to.
you saying that?
Why
Let's
can you
not
not
say
say
that.
He ain't got no.
We don't
You
know
know
that.
that. If he has nerve damage
Dude.
in his naked
So here's the
friend,
deal.
he is not going to be able to
He's
play
too
at
good.
the same
He's
level.
too good of a dude. God ain't put Dak in that position.
Now he brought up God.
We're not. That's not what we're saying.
Why you gonna get me like that, Chad? Why you gonna
Basically,
bring up God?
You gonna agree
it's
with me.
it's like, you know, we gotta agree to disagree because, you know, what we're saying is when you take that field, one play, it's over. You know what I'm saying? So having all the risks, that's a problem. And what you're saying is, and both of y'all are saying, don't take that. Like, don't. That's not the mentality. That's in the mindset.
I can only speak for myself. My mentality when I played
And I
it,
should
it
say
wasn't
that.
it wasn't about, you know, the money is good. It's gonna take care of itself based on what I do in between those white lines.
That's
I'm
true.
just saying that's just.
But that's true though,
the way
Chad.
I-
But
the way I
you
thought.
are a unicorn. You're a unicorn that you never had surgery. You may be one.
Well,
We have 2,000 guys that take the field every single year, and 98% of them they deal with something. It may not be a surgery, but they're dealing with some type of injury.
Well-
You are a unicorn that play. How many years did you play?
11.
You played 11 years and you never had a surgery, bro.
But do the scopes count? Like
That's a surgery, yes.
yeah, but it didn't.
What do you mean? Yes, so you had the surgery.
No.
So if you
It
had
didn't
that
stop
scope in
anything.
2008 or whatever the year was
I
when you
did
was
it twice from
negotiating.
stopping.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if you did that in your contract year, do you think they were going to say, "Oh yeah, Chad, we're going to give you that $36 million contract"?
Yeah, they still did because it didn't affect me. It
Was
just-
that after surgery?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't
Remember,
after surgery. That was after you went to the Pro Bowl because you took a Pro Bowl from me in 2000. It's actually
there we go.
2008 when I should have been in the
That's
Pro
the
Bowl.
back end.
And then they gave Chad. I had 1,300 yards, and you had 900 yards, and they put him in the Pro Bowl over me.
Chad.
You had like 900 yards. I had like 104 catches, and you had like 80, and you went to the Pro Bowl. And this is when I learned.
He was living
the
off the
snub.
name? Was he
This
living
is,
off the
this
name?
Is when I know this is when I learned the Pro Bowl snub. It's like, hey, they always get you that first year because they're gonna give it to the vet. And that was my first year. And then after that, I start going.
Yeah.
But they took it, and obviously this ain't no news really, whatever. But there's no Pro Bowl this year. They canceled that because of COVID.
I feel sorry for the players anyway that are making the Pro Bowl now and it's in Orlando because they didn't get to experience what Pro Bowl really meant. Being able to take your family and have a real vacation.
And that's a big deal.
Real
How was your
vacation.
experience?
I loved it. By the time I got to year 3 going for the 3rd year, I'm like, okay, I'm over it.
Yeah.
But man, the family, kids, being able to experience Hawaii and that culture is phenomenal. And the players of this era and today not being able to experience that is bad.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
bad. Because that, man, flying that 10-hour flight, man, you getting off and they greet you with the lay. Oh man, nothing beats that. I mean, no disrespect to Orlando, but man, they gotta find a way to get a contract and get that stuff back in.
It has to stay. It has to stay in Hawaii. I agree with you. I went to the first Pro Bowl when they tried Miami.
I was with you for that one, right?
In Miami?
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember?
that's right.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
trash. When
Yeah.
you a Miami boy, did you have fun? You had a good time?
Well, I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything. It was nothing for my family and my kids to do. That's why Hawaii is so freaking awesome. It made making the Pro Bowl, the meaning of making it, that much better.
Yeah.
That was a treat.
But should the NFL respect this conversation?
Who?
Where the Pro
You
Bowl
said they don't care about us.
Chad, I'm playing right into the narrative.
Yeah, okay.
For you to be a multi-time Pro Bowler, y'all to be multi-time Pro Bowlers, and y'all to say like Orlando and Miami is not the respect that a Pro Bowl player needs.
Here's what I would say.
Should the NFL care about y'all's opinion that the Orlando Pro Bowl really doesn't mean that damn much?
I think they should, but it
But they
comes
won't.
down to the money.
The
money. So that's why you gotta get your money.
Get your money out.
I can't believe. I know we gotta move on to another topic, but I can't believe y'all had this idea. Y'all come from the brokest neighborhoods in the whole wide world. And y'all talk about, I'm just playing football just to play football.
Fun.
I ain't caring about that.
I ain't thinking about the money.
You know
I
why?
don't know where my check went.
Because you can take $15 million after taxes is $7.5, $8 million, and go back to the crib and buy the
That's
whole
right.
neighborhood.
That's right. But what happens if you
know
take
what I'm
that
saying?
field and you get hurt? You ain't got that $15 million. That's my.
You
Don't
got
go
the
out
fit.
there,
You
go
got the
thinking like that.
$15 million.
You don't go thinking like that.
You got the $15
Before you
million.
have sex,
And
do you say, you know what? I might get hurt or it might be bad, so I don't want to do it. No, you get in there and you go to work.
And you just play.
Oh, I guarantee I'm gonna be
Expound on that. Expound on that.
He said what he said, bro.
What did you say? Chad, so you going in the bedroom to show out like a Sunday?
Huh?
That's what you just said. And you approaching the sex like you approaching. You want to go show out.
It's a game. I mean, the way y'all thinking, I would hope y'all don't do that.
Hey, listen.
What you mean with that? Hey, look. I want to. You know what I'm saying? I want
to talk about the Pro Bowl real quick.
No. I want to go back here. No,
I don't care about the Pro Bowl.
No. Chef, you always call me at the right time. Okay. Chef, hopefully.
Yeah, I have lobster pot pie for you guys today.
Lobster pie?
Yes. With puff pastry on top.
I ain't never had no lobster pot pie.
goodness.
That's cilantro up there?
I ain't never had no lobster.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's why you need that money.
Playing for fun.
I got the money. It ain't for no lobster.
Just playing for fun. All
right, Chef, so this is, any inspiration? Let me help you out here.
From this?
I'm gonna take this to Chad. Hold on, you put it right here. Yeah, like any inspiration, like
No,
any.
just some comfort food.
We haven't said this, but like one of the things we want to do with our show is we want you guys to actually experience Chef Nancy. You know, when we eat, we want you guys to eat. So, really, download those ingredients that Chef put out there, and take a shot at it. That's what this is for. So.
See,
We
you just said it. You holding out, the hood can't eat with you, baby.
That's not true.
I'm just saying, dog.
Bro, let me tell you what I did.
When I eat, the hood
Let me tell you what I did.
I played. I made sure I showed up.
I held out twice in person. My last year with the Denver Broncos, Josh McDaniels' first year as the head coach, he comes in and he lost me right away. We were the number one offense the entire year.
You know what they would call you, prima donna?
No. I'm not a prima donna. I just
I know you're not.
Here's what I was, bro.
You a baller.
Like a lot of people, they want to put me in that category. Like I was never that. It was like I didn't know how to communicate, but I understood like we are institutionalized and we try to fall in line. And I just didn't know how to communicate when I didn't believe in what they were selling us. Yeah. So when we look at Josh McDaniels and he comes in, we are the number one offense the entire year. Me, Jay Cutler, Tony Scheffler, Eddie Royal. We had Ryan Clady, left tackle, Ryan Harris, Chris Cooper, right guard. Just phenomenal offense. Defense was trash. It was similar to what Dallas Cowboys are experiencing this year. Yeah. And Josh McDaniels come in, boy wonder, offensive genius. In the first meeting, he's like, he put up all of our offensive plays, and he's like, y'all think y'all are good? He said, y'all not good. This is trash. Jay Cutler was holding out because of the conversation he had with McDaniels. So he basically just ripped our offense and said we were trash, trying to humble us, I guess. And that's when he lost me, because I'm like, we were the number one offense, and then at the end of the year, Drew Brees end up taking us. And they were the number one offense. Then they went on to win the Super Bowl. So how are you going to tell us we trash? Okay? And then I'm like, I'm going into my last year of my deal. And that was the strategy from the beginning. Me and my agent, soon as I got to the league, he said, look, we never playing out that last year. Okay? So I'm sitting down with them, and I'm coming off of back-to-back 100-yard seasons, catch seasons, breaking records. And I sit down with Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels tells me, hey, man, you got to prove it to me. I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're any good. That's what he told me. He said, I got to see if you're a good fit here. I said, Coach, there's 31 other teams that know who I am and what I'm capable of doing. I said, I'm more established as a wide receiver than you are as a head coach. Ooh. I said, you got to pay me.
So you took offense to that?
Oh, 100%.
For real?
Yeah, 100%.
I would take that as a challenge.
Ain't no challenge. I already had my challenge because I'm thinking, if I go out there again and I hurt myself, it could be a wrap for me. I'm thinking about those cold showers I had. I'm thinking about, my mom not having no place to lay her head. And my senior year in college, December comes around, I go back to Christmas break, and there's 8 of us living in a hotel. 8 of us staying in a hotel for an entire month. That's what I'm thinking about, okay? So anyways, we fast forward. Josh McDaniels is there, and I don't even know why the hell I was telling this story.
It's all
Go
good,
ahead, I
man.
like it.
You like it?
I love it.
Okay. Anyways, yeah. So he went on. Josh McDaniels didn't want to pay me. End of the story. I sat there with my hoodie on, and this is bad. I just didn't know how to communicate.
Was that when you were punting the ball?
That's exactly when I was punting the ball. That's exactly when I was punting the ball. And that's a whole other story. But I didn't know how to communicate. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna show up and I'm not gonna participate. My back hurt, my hamstring hurt. I can't run. And I sat there in the team meeting room with my hoodie on in the last row. And I said, I ain't moving. I ain't opening up my notebook. I ain't doing nothing until y'all pay me. And I put a lot of pressure on them to the point where, last preseason game, he came to me. He said, look, this is what we're going to do. We want you to stay home. We're going to go to Seattle. We're going to work on this deal. By the time we come back, we're going to have a deal done. I want you to take this weekend, get your head right, because I've been holding out on site.
How did that work?
He offered me the richest deal in Broncos history. He said, Brandon, this is the richest deal in Broncos history. You get paid way more than Elway ever got paid. This is what we're going to do. But to hit this number, we need you to have 4 rushing touchdowns, or we need your percentage to go up in this category.
4 rushing
Everything that they
touchdowns.
can control. I said, Coach, are you serious?
See how they played the game? You tried Debo?
That's
See what I mean?
But guess what?
See?
I'm not Dak Prescott. Jay Cutler did it the same year, and guess what Jay Cutler did? He went to Chicago, got the bag. I wasn't Jay Cutler. You got to think about. I'm coming off the field issues.
It's like
right?
everything else.
But now it's getting to, you said no, and
I
that's
said
the
no.
reason I know you, because you said no and
But
kept
hold on. Let me tell you what happened though, Chad. I just came off of hip surgery.
Ooh.
Had 100 yards back to back. 100 catch seasons
receptions,
back
yeah.
to back. Pro Bowl back to back. Well, you robbed me for one.
Who?
You robbed me.
I don't even steal.
Hoover did. You robbed me
Can I
for
tell
one.
you
You
something?
had 80 catches. I had 100 yards.
Can I tell
100
you
catches,
something
please.
before you finish?
What?
If I played DB, you wouldn't have made no Pro Bowls. Okay, go ahead.
You too little.
Right in his throat.
Is the race gonna happen?
Yeah, the race is happening.
all that size
Yeah,
ain't
but
nothing.
that's
Hey.
between me and T.O. But let me finish
so
this whole
Ocho
thing.
he not in
Yeah,
it.
he's scared. He's scared.
What?
He too old.
I'm asking him if the race is gonna happen.
I'm faster than 80% of the dudes in the NFL right now. What I'm scared of you?
Well, so are you in the race or not?
What's whatever? Y'all
Ain't
gotta
no
work
whatever.
out. I don't gotta work out. I just get up and go.
McDonald's.
So you in it?
What you want to do?
What you mean? What we want to
How
do?
much-
We gonna do it at the end of November.
How much you putting up?
Ocho,
Ooh.
ain't no
100,000.
cheater ever stretch. Ain't no cheater ever
Ooh.
stretch.
100,000.
All right. So look, let me finish this
Big
story
money.
real quick though.
This shit is so good.
Yeah, it is so good, bro. Your story official, bro, because a lot of the young guys can listen to it. You understand what I'm saying? I think for me.
Whoa. Don't do that. Don't do that, Fred. Don't tell them young boys to do what he did. He was a superstar.
No. A
Superstars
lot.
can pull that shit off.
They gotta respect. They gotta respect their ability. They gotta respect they.
I say a lot of
When
them
they
can
have
listen
leverage,
to it.
Chad. When you got leverage, you gotta take advantage
Very
of it.
few have that leverage to pull shit like that. You have to be a superstar.
I say a lot of them can listen to
Okay,
it.
listen to it.
I didn't say they all could do it.
Y'all don't
You know
y'all
what I'm
listen to
saying?
that.
Hold on. So
pull
what
that
you
shit off.
saying?
I didn't say to go out and try and emulate or replicate.
No, that's why I
it.
said.
didn't
That's
say
why I
that.
said the way I went about it was wrong. How I had my hoodie on and what I did, but I knew the importance of getting the deal done that year, and here's why. I just had hip surgery on my left, hip impingement, a tear in my labrum.
Ooh.
I went to go get cleared, and I said, Doc, I'm feeling something in my right side. Can you please do an MRI? He looked at my left, cleared me. He looked at my right, said, Brandon, you have a tear in the right one. You need surgery right now. Okay? And I said, Doc, I can't. I'm in my last year of my deal. I said, I got to play, and I ain't telling the team. Went back, had 100 catches, over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, all Pro Bowl. And then that offseason, I get to the Miami Dolphins, sign my deal.
The same thing with Dak. He bet on it. You bet on
I
yourself.
ain't bet on myself, bro.
Bro,
They
you
didn't
ain't say
offer me
nothing.
They
You-
didn't offer me
you went and
35
played.
for 5 years.
But you went and
They
played.
didn't offer me $100
You
million
had to do it.
guaranteed.
I know.
They offered me
We
if
talking
I didn't
about-
hit those numbers. They asked me to put.
30 million. He's trying to get
But
250,
Fred,
300.
you didn't
You was
hear what
trying
I
to
said.
get 30.
No, I was trying to get 10 a year with Fitzgerald.
All right,
was
10 a
getting 4
year.
for 40. That's
But
what
you
I
was
trying to get.
making $1 million.
But here's the thing.
Bro, no. The difference is your mindset.
I knew.
Because he tripping.
I knew this boy.
He bet on himself.
No, that's not true.
He been a hypocrite.
He was making 6.5.
Is he been a hypocrite or not?
He was making 6.5 and about what everybody was making. He was making 6.5. Fitzgerald set the bar. We thought it was, oh my goodness, it's amazing. He had 4 for 40. And we said, wow. And I was the best receiver in the game at that point.
You bet on the upgrade.
But listen, guys, fellas.
Let me bring him real quick.
He bet on the upgrade.
So no, I did not. What they offered me was this. They said, if you score 4 rushing touchdowns, we will give you the 8. But if I don't hit that number, I would make $4 million.
Fellas, so Fred and Ocho, I gotta ask y'all, because y'all
decide.
But no, listen. The side y'all are on, though. The side y'all are on is killing me. So y'all are saying just take whatever teams give you.
Who?
No, who said that?
That's what y'all are saying.
Did he say it?
Don't hold out.
I didn't say that.
Don't hold out. Don't fight. Don't tell them, no, I don't want this. No, I'm worth more.
You're asked me, I just told my son, you got to get your money.
Don't get your money,
earlier.
so y'all are saying
you got to watch him.
But y'all are saying don't hold out.
We got to watch you.
Wait and put words
Fox News.
But do y'all feel?
Come in here, lay down.
Do y'all feel as if players shouldn't hold out?
Don Lemon, man.
I'll be
You got Chef Nancy.
Do y'all believe in holdouts or don't y'all?
No, let's ask Chef.
That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Because y'all acting like just take the money and just be happy.
Chef, you heard the whole conversation. You come from money.
Middle class.
Middle class, okay.
My dad was a principal.
All right, and I want you to be honest. Don't be biased because you know me longer than these wahoos. Okay.
What is going on?
What's the wahoo?
Yeah.
What is going on tonight?
That's a type
for
of
real,
fish,
like
big ass
listen.
fish.
So you heard the conversation. Your son is in his last year of his deal. Okay, you know how tough this sport is. It's volatile. Do you tell your son go out there and play without a deal, long-term deal, or you tell him don't play, hold out? This is the NFL, Chef Nancy.
Okay.
This is a $6 billion industry.
Okay.
We got $100 million athlete, Chef. Your son makes it. Y'all come from nothing. And your son goes into his last year of his deal, and he's trying to get the team to commit to him long-term.
The average person that comes from nothing is just going to grab the first whatever.
Yeah. I told you, bro.
Yes, but no.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You tripping.
Fred, as y'all got up and handshook and slapped hands, that is exactly what the owners want y'all to do. Take whatever they give you and just be happy and grab it.
You're not going to win.
Be happy and grab it.
You tripping.
That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. Just take whatever they
Wait, Chad,
Bro,
you
just sit there and stand under the owners and take the crumbs.
Listen to what Chef has to say, Don Lemon.
She already told
Let
you.
me just tell you this.
Light
When
skin.
you know better, you do better. At the time, did you know better?
I knew better. I see they didn't know better. I was ready to hold out when my deal was up because I said I wanted.
But
my thing was big.
What was your first contract?
My first contract was 4 years, $4 million, third-round draft pick, $577
That was
million
out of
after taxes
college.
up front. That was out of college. My second year, I wanted $5 million a year. Brian Urlacher was making 10, and my first contract I sent the Dolphins was Brian Urlacher's contract. I literally whited out Brian Urlacher's name and wrote Channing Crowder on top and sent them Brian Urlacher's contract.
Your second year or after your second
After
year?
my fourth year.
Okay.
They made me play my whole contract out. And I sent them Brian Urlacher's contract because Urlacher signed a year before I was free. And I said, I want Brian Urlacher's 5-year, $50 million deal. I want $10 million a year. And I sent it to them. And they said no. And I knew my floor was $5 million a year. I wanted at least 3 years, $15 million. And that's what I had to do. And I had multiple ACL surgeries. I had microfractures.
You was already there.
I was already injured. And my agent told him, if you do not give this man $5 million a year on average, there's no chance he's going to play for you again. And that's the hard line I
Your ass
stood.
would have been in Cleveland.
If they offered me 4.9, I wasn't taking it. They offered me 4, I wasn't taking it. And at the end, they offered me 3 for 15, and I took it. But I took a hard line, and I was not anything close to what y'all boys did.
you telling me?
I took a hard line that I need to make $5 million because that can change my life. And last episode, we talked about the year that I signed, and I got that money, and I told B, I said, B, I'm set for life. If I didn't do that, I would not be where I am right now.
You're saying that you wouldn't have played.
No, I wouldn't have.
You wouldn't have played for 4.9.
Hey,
Chan.
bro,
Chan.
you 100% correct.
You'd have been in somebody's prison, upstate. So listen, so you wouldn't have played for 4.9 a year.
No.
You tripping. He gonna give away millions for pennies?
But Fred, so I'm tripping. I'm tripping.
Y'all crazy, boy.
But Fred, listen.
You gonna bet that you gonna make that 4.9.
Fred.
Eventually you gonna make that 6
So,
by
but
doing
Fred,
some
no,
other
you're
shit
not
with it.
eventually, because you can break your neck playing this game. So the organization sets a number. Just listen. Just listen. Fred, the organization.
I gotta tell you something.
Fred, the organization sets a number on you, and you don't set a number on yourself. There's no negotiation. You're just grabbing crumbs, whatever they find.
I hear
The
you.
numbers.
When I say I signed 4 contracts, 3 in Jacksonville, 1 in New England.
Yeah.
I got injured. I missed a shitload of games, right? But I always believe a bird in the hand is better than 2 in the bush. So I signed my contracts with Jacksonville as they came, and I made a lot of good money. Mm-hmm. And that's why my legacy is what it is. My kids can go and see. We talking about the Ring of Honor and every thing that's associated with Jacksonville. If I had chased the money, that part of it doesn't exist. A lot of guys.
Fred, you're assuming it doesn't exist.
I'm
because
telling you,
that's
it
not
doesn't.
What happened, Fred.
It does not.
You don't. So you signed the contract in March. You don't know what would happen in April if you didn't sign that contract.
What I'm telling you
Would
is,
you, Fred?
if I chase the money,
if you chase the money, you would have found money. If you chase bitches, you're going to find bitches. You chase money, you're going to find money. You chase food, you're going to find food.
Can I tell you what my head was
But
thinking?
like I said, when you know better, you do better.
Right.
The question that Brandon said to me was coming from nothing. The average person that comes from nothing takes the first, they're not going to hold out. They're thinking that second option, they're not going to get what's behind number 2. That I'm just going to take what
But
you're
isn't
showing
that a
me.
mistake?
I disagree.
Now,
I
and
disagree,
I'm not
Chef.
saying that you're absolutely right what you did, but does the average young fellow, and he said as a mother, coming from nothing, he didn't say as an educated mother
That's
and
why I held out.
I'm gonna talk to someone and I'm gonna get consultations. He said someone coming from nothing.
But I came
So,
from.
my-
I came from.
my-
nothing.
You
My
didn't hold out.
My brother used to drive toilet paper and socks up from FAU to UCF up 95 for me, bro. Like I was living off the vending machine in the summer.
But you didn't hold out. That's the problem.
I did hold out.
You
Fred.
just say you played on
I held
with a
out.
bum
I held out
hip.
then. Yes, I held out.
No,
I held
you
out.
sacrificed.
No, I
and
held
you
out.
played.
I came and I told them. I said, I'm not moving until y'all pay me.
But
And
then you played with a bad hip. Yes or no?
I had no choice. But I did everything
You took
I could
a shot.
to leverage.
But Fred,
That's the thing.
but Fred,
You took a
yes,
shot.
yes,
You took
but
a
why-
shot.
why-
That's
why
all I'm
does-
trying to say.
why does the game-
Now you had leverage. After that, you had leverage where you say, you know what?
I didn't have any leverage
Hold
because
on.
Josh McDaniels.
After your hip and you got paid, right? Then you were able to say on your next deal, I'm gonna hold out because I think I deserve more money. You was comfortable. You know what your nest egg already was. Not a lot of guys can recognize that. They don't feel that
But
they
that's
have the
my point.
opportunity to hold out. I never looked at it. I know I made a lot of money.
I guess my mentality
I was
was-
always good with taking $2 million.
I know my third year.
$3 million, maybe even $4 million back home, and I was good. I was content. That's why I never held
But
out.
you know what happened for me?
And
My
I still
third
made
year,
a lot of money.
You know what happened for me? My third year, Mike Sims Walker, my roommate in college, was drafted to the Jacksonville
Jacksonville.
Jaguars
I know.
in the 3rd round.
Sky.
Yeah, Sky.
I
So we
already
would
know.
meet up in Orlando every offseason. And one offseason, I think it was going into my 3rd year, I drove up my little Jaguar up to Duval. And you know where I went? To your house. And when I went to your house, I looked around. I said, well, I want this. What it take to get this? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Is that when
I remember pulling up at your house and seeing it. I was like, man, that's
And that
what I
was the
want.
baby house.
And to me, that was the standard. I walked into Al Wilson's house. I walked into Rod Smith's house. I walked into Javon Walker's house. Even drafted with Jay Cutler. Why is it that I can only afford a little apartment? Jay Cutler is affording a $2 million home in Parker. I'm balling. He balling. I want that. That was my
Mindset.
mentality.
But it's mentality,
See.
it comes down to that.
All right, well,
your head
let's-
was where it needed to be, and some other people's head's gonna be where they needed to be. Yeah. That's why we gotta take these young boys.
See?
You talking about consultation and all that.
Good combo.
That's why you gotta grab them
Mentality.
and make them sure,
Okay,
make them understand.
So let's end the
what's
show with
going
you
on
telling
in the
us,
business.
guys.
Whoa,
Tell our younger
whoa,
guys
whoa.
in this show.
We're not ending
telling
the
these
show.
young- No,
We're
we're
not
gonna
ending
go.
the show. Now we're gonna find another damn topic because I
Okay,
ain't
that's
ready
fine.
to go.
But in this, because
Yeah.
like I think it's important because there's a lot of our
ass.
guys follow this show. So tell these guys, and y'all can chime in if y'all want to really quickly. Tell these guys what y'all recommend they do.
The first thing I say, like I said last show, learn how to say no first. Whatever it is, but above anything, learn how to say no.
The drug.
Obviously, but learn how to say no. But in terms of when it comes to contracts, I think they should do whatever their heart feel. If they feel like, you know what, I'm gonna go get it, I don't wanna leave nothing on the table. I learned that late, don't leave shit on the table. I wanna eat every fucking thing on the plate. Then whatever God got for you, gonna be for you. You ain't gotta worry about nothing else. I did my time in Jacksonville. I didn't leave due to free agency. I said, I'm gonna stay here. I got the money they was giving me. I made a gang of money. My lifestyle, I was able to live within those means, so I didn't have to press the issue. And in turn, now I got my name in the stadium for forever. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on what their mindset is at the time, but what I would recommend, follow your heart, bro. That's where the treasure is. I think that's Proverbs. Y'all want me to quote the motherfucking Bible?
You can quote whatever you
How
want.
you can't
Fred.
curse and then say the Bible?
Why not?
I'm
What
gonna
do
tell you
mean?
this, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Have you
Bible,
ever
Bible,
Fred,
Bible,
Fred,
Bible.
Don't just don't curse,
Fred,
don't curse, don't
Fred,
curse.
I
Have
ain't
you ever
cursing.
watched
No, don't
Let's
curse.
Make a
Thank you,
Deal?
thank you.
Because Let's Make a Deal is what NFL negotiations are. We got this fucking Taurus and we got this bed set. Behind the screen could be a Ferrari, but you can take this Taurus on this fucking bed set if you want it, or you can wait for what's behind the screen.
You waiting?
I'm waiting, and I
See?
waited, Fred.
They gonna get your ass a
Fred,
bag of
I waited.
Skittles.
And you know what you're scared
He
of?
tripping.
What's behind the damn
He
screen.
tripping.
But I wasn't scared behind screens because I believed in
He
what I could
tripping.
do, Fred.
I
I'm
just
not gonna
told you.
take the first Taurus they roll out. And I think you saying just take whatever they throw on the table.
I didn't say that.
Pick it up. That's what you
I didn't
sound
say
like,
that.
Fred, saying, oh, be happy,
I was
follow your
comfortable.
heart, think about it, be comfortable.
I was comfortable.
Go get your money
Hey.
before your knees get blown out because
know why I was
they're on the
comfortable?
way to getting blown out.
I made $12 million before it was time for me to go back.
And you could have made 22 if you would have held
can't say
out.
that. I can't say
Hey,
that.
Ocho, end it,
Because
end
I
it,
already
Ocho.
been through my
End it,
injuries. I
end
can't
it.
say that.
Hey, listen, you know, those of you that are going to play the game or in the game, you have to get yourself to a point to where you're more than just a number. When you're more than just a number, they treat you different. Simple as that. Period.
We had to fight to get a meal. Yeah, wrongfully accused. We had to fight to get appeals. That's why we right to get a deal. He on the team, he gotta eat, you know. Despite your skills, keep it riding for the fam. You gotta light the wheels straight up. But in the past bad, work up in the trash bag. I'll pass a lot to take the test before I pass class. Yeah, and my family needed bread. I had to come correct. That's